So we're just waiting for the clock to tick to 10 minutes past 2, and we'll get underway. Umpires McBurney, Harvey and Love. And Daffy comes in and uses the shoulder beautifully to get rid of Woods before the ball was even bounced, and Woods takes the free kick. So that's Nick Daffy really being aggressive at the start, being proactive right from the word go. Hacked out of there by Chick. It bounced. It took a Shane Warne. That's a goal. Warne, he never bowled a leg break that spun so much.
Well, whenever you give your last words of advice as players run down the races, coach, you say, let's get one on the board early. Well, you don't get them any earlier than that one. That just went woof. Right from this free kick here from Nick Daffy, and he really will have his work cut out there. Woods will be right on him all day, but there's just no time wasted whatsoever here at centre half forward. Skips on over the back, and Chick, a welcome return to the side, puts it through.
Well, you talk about soccer skills. That was fantastic to kick that ball in mid-air for the first goal. There's Salmon. Oh, Salmon with experience in. He did that well. Crawford. Further ahead was Luke McCabe. He hooks it back towards the half-forward line. It's a loose ball at half-forward. Well done by Trelevin. He gives it off to Woods. He's going to run into trouble. Well played, Tony Woods. He kicks a goal. It's floating. And is it a mark to Holland or not? I think it might be a behind. It is.
Gee, they've really started on fire, haven't they? 2 quick centre bounce clearances. And in this modern game, that's the real weapon you want firing in your game, to be able to get it out of there. The philosophy is not necessarily get your body free from the centre bounce, but it's just to get the ball free, get it flowing your way.
Joel Bowden kicks in for the Tigers towards the southern stand side. Harrison got underneath the ball. Campbell, good mark. At right half back for the Tigers. They're working into the breeze in the first term. Do you wonder how much breeze gets to the playing surface here at the MCG? Richardson way up on centre wing. His hand pass into Rogers, who played state football last week. You wonder what that might have taken out of a few of these legs here today. Tunnelled out the back by Broderick. Well, it was a little bit fortunate here. Sampson from 50, out of bounds on the full.
Just ran into a little bit of trouble here. He didn't want the bounce. He was looking to be able to feed the ball off inboard to a player running in support, and when it wasn't there, he went the extra bounce, lost all the balance he had, therefore the kick skews off the boot.
Yeah, Chris Obst has got the penalty kick in this back pocket area. He'll drive it out to a pack of players congregating close to the boundary line. Judgment was needed. Well played by Campbell to hook it back to half forward. Gale is at the back, but that's almost a mark to Salmon. Was it paid? No, Holland went in after it, but for the Tigers, he was looking up for a free kick, but none forthcoming.
Peter, the Richmond bench is Brad Otten, Stephen McKee, David Burke and Lionel Proctor.
Thank you, Couchy. So it's about 40 metres out from the Tigers' goal. Salmon, very, very strong player, hooks it back. Quick hand pass. Back it comes to Rogers. Rogers fires across the face. Richardson is there putting on the contest. Here's Jonathan Robrin. Oh, that handball pass was smothered. Taken by Hay. Hay with a wobbly kick out of the danger area. Racing after it for Richmond there was Bitterscombe, formerly of Geelong. Here's Sampson. He gives it back to Brendan Gale. He wants to give it to Sampson. They're running around in circles. Clay Sampson. Back to Gale. Brendan Gale. Oh, he's in trouble. Oh, gets his boot to it. A quick kick. Crawford tried to smother it. It's at half forward for the Tigers. Powell off the side of the boot. Crawford is there. Now Woods obviously picking up Knights. Bowden is here. Knights stuck the head. Woods, good umpiring. Very, very good umpiring. Could have been sucked in. Well, here's Leckers. He's gone to ground with the ball. Holland is the tackler there. And the umpire, good umpiring again. Just let it go.
He did really let it go, didn't he, Pete? There was plenty in there, but there is so much at stake in this particular game for both clubs, and all players are out there really want to ensure that their club gets the best possible start. Look at that physical contest that's going to be there. That stuff will stay right for the next 20 minutes of this first quarter.
Well, Richmond had about 6 or 7 possessions in a row and didn't advance the ball 1 centimetre. Ball hacked out of the air by Barker. 50-50 ball here. Throwing himself hard at it, Campbell. And that'll be a ball up near the centre circle.
Through the Hawthorn bench, Richard Taylor, Nathan Thompson, Matthew Dennis and Anthony Rock.
Free kick off the ball there to Trelevin.
Craig Trelevin from just behind centre wing. The Hawks 1-1 to nothing. Kick by Treleaven to the 50. Holland is there, but the man in front of him takes the mark. Crummell, back from concussion after being met solidly in a well-publicised up-and-down shirt front. Crummell, a mighty kick with the breeze. It's home! What a George, hit the post. Gee.
Ken Judge really reacted to the lack of goal-scoring power from the Hawthorn, so they actually dropped Aaron Lord, who is their leading goal scorer. But to balance it out, he's been able to bring Chick and Crummell back into the side, who were second and fourth on the list, and they both repaid that faith pretty early in the game with good shots on goal.
Bowden, well, Barker was the flyer, attempting to take them up. There's Bitterscombe. Gee, Hawthorn are tackling very, very hard. Rogers heads for the boundary line and puts it over. But I want to refer that umpiring before with Craig Knights, Terry, young Matthew Knights, I should say. He ducked the head, trying to suck the umpire into a free kick, and I thought that was just very good umpiring.
Yes, it is. I mean, as you get older, you start to shop for those free kicks. And I'm not saying Matty Knights is all that old just yet, but umpires now have got to be aware of that and umpire the game appropriately.
Rogers to Daffy. Daffy at half-back, puts it out into space. Richardson roaming far and wide. He's out number 2 to 1, spun round in a tackle. He got the ball going forward. Play on, says the umpire. Salmon grabs the crumbs. Kick by Salmon back to centre wing is pinpoint. That is absolutely perfect. It comes to Crode. Crode inside 50. Thumped by Crummell, actually, over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in about 40 metres.
And Terry, you spoke about that forward line setup. Trent Crode's going up with Nick Holland in the 10-yard square there. Both of them are marking options, so they have changed it around a bit for Hawthorn.
They really needed to, Couch. You know, just 7 goals each in the last 2 starts. They had to find something from somewhere.
Well, Crode's been great at centre-half back, but they've just got to change it around.
Holland palms down to Joel Smith, and Smith kicks a ripper goal.
Well, if you were going to identify the 3 most valuable players for the Hawthorn side before the game, you'd have to put Joel Smith in there, wouldn't you? Because he really needed to come up with something to repay the faith that Hawthorn have put into it, and that was a real touch of class. Joel Smith is a very elusive, opportunistic half-forward flanker, and from a hard angle going towards the boundary, straightened the body up and therefore was able to kick straight. Didn't try to do it around the corner, had enough pace and knowledge about what was going on to straighten himself up.
Jeff Geeshan, well, he's biting the fingernails already. Who'd want to be a coach? But a good start to the Hawks. They lead by 14 points. Also, was a terrific hit out by Nick Holland. Now, there's Daffy. Couldn't get his boot to it. Well done by Crawford. Smothered. That was fantastic. That smother by Rogers. He brings it down towards the half-forward line. Richardson showing his agility. Well done. And again, a terrific smother. That was by Hay. Broderick. Daffy chips it low. Won't reach the mark. Well played by Cottaker. He's trying to get the free kick. Lashing through for Richmond was Broderick. Well played by Cottaker. Further afield to Harford. Well done by Jonathan Hay. It's a wobbly kick, but it travels a long way. It travels about 60. Here's Crummell. The Hawks are pretty well fired up. He hooks it back to that half-forward area. It's no mark. Bowden chips in, and Bowden will clear and drive it to centre wing.
Kicks going that way are holding up a bit. Hawthorn definitely have the breeze. Richardson works it to the front to Daffy. Daffy's kick to 50. Salmon marks and plays on. The Hawks have definitely come to play here today. Salmon's kick back to centre field, and a good mark by Angelo Lekis, who represented Victoria on the MCG last Saturday afternoon. Kick by Lekis, kept a bit low. Holland caught behind. Gale marks. Very tall side, the Tigers. Gale comes out wide, and the mark taken by Proctor. Left half-back, up to centre wing. Beautiful to Holland. The 2 Holland boys are on opposing sides today. Kick by Holland to the 50, and the mark by Richardson. Now, in days gone by, he'd have no hope of kicking this, but he might just loom as some threat. Difficult breeze, though. He goes for the short one to the pocket. Well done. Proctor covered some ground from half-back. I think he's paid the mark. Throw-in.
Yeah, throw-in. Really, Matty Richardson made that just too difficult there for Proctor. He kicks it off 1 step, and therefore the ball was always going to drift away towards the boundary line. No matter how hard he worked, Proctor was never going to get that one.
Jonathan Rodman, that's a very good sweeping hand pass to Angelo Lekis. They've got the loose man going here as Lekis gives it to Cottaker. Cottaker straight up the middle. It'll clear the pack. Joel Smith, quick hand pass to Woods. Didn't quite come off Campbell. Now Daffy, that quick kick towards Knights. Good mark, a Hawthorn mark. And that was Crummell who started this game with a real bang. He was unloaded a couple of weeks back by Byron Pickett, and it's created a lot of controversy about the old-fashioned shirt front. The kick in towards half-foot. Oh, a bit of a push in the back against Barker. It should have been. It should have been a kick to Richmond then. Oh, here's Joel Smith again. Crawford bumped off the ball. That was good play by Sampson. Tremendous play, and he'll drive it to half-forward.
Sampson to Richardson. Oh, what a mark by Richo. The one-hander.
And his pace is worrying Jonathan Hay. He's getting loose, getting clear about 10 yards, but he was one-on-one situation. It's just been fantastic early, Richardson.
Look at the mark again. Fantastic stuff by Richardson. Too far out to score, and he might be all day if he keeps roaming far and wide the way he is. He centres. Salmon's there, building the block.
Very right. You're right there, Drew. I wouldn't be all that concerned. If Richardson's getting the ball out at 70 metres, he's too far from the goal. He's not going to be that damaging. Salmon will continue to drop into that hole just as he did then and repel those attacks.
Barker half back to half forward, and a good running mark taken by Crowe.
Gee, is he quick. He'd be one of the quickest players in the competition, and that's a beautiful pass to Holland. That is just a beautifully weighted kick out in front of him. Backman had no chance to stop that one. Now, Nick Holland is an ungainly sort of a kick, but he certainly has improved his kicking. And we saw Joel Smith's goal before. It'd probably be right-hand goalpost, this kick. As we're right behind him. Oh, it's out to the right, and in fact, it splits the middle. What a great kick. So the Hawks, Terry, have started with a real bang here.
A real bang, and won't that do Nick Holland's personal confidence the world of good? And you can see all the forward line players have gone on up to him, congratulating on that. Came into the game with 6 goals, 10, so it's a pretty shaky sort of conversion rate. But this is an excellent kick. He's able to find just a little bit of space leading out, settle himself down, and a very excellently executed kick will do his confidence the world of good. Judge is happy. $20-0. Tigers yet to get on the board. Gale in ruck, beaten by Salmon. Ball socket across the ground by Lekas out to open space. Knights needs to get into it. Crawford too high, and Knights wins the free kick. Matty Knights coming up for his first kick towards the 50. Past Holland it goes. Richardson again. Well, he's putting on exhibition at the moment. He's taken 4 marks. A little bit closer to goal, but still it's a mighty kick. He thumps it to the goal square. Holland, yes! Well, Nick Holland has scored for the Hawks. Now Ben Holland lines up for the Tigers. And Ben Holland's role is going to be very important here to the Tigers. For Richardson to continue to work out so far around centre half forward outside the 50-metre arc, someone has to be in there able to take the mark and then convert the shot at goal. It all sets here with Ben Holland. He's done it earlier in the year. He's kicked a couple of bags of 4 so far this year, and has given the focal point, but just the last few weeks has dropped off there.
Richmond not on the board as yet. We've been playing 13 minutes. He's hit the post from only 15 metres out.
Yes, well, those shots from the slight angles aren't as easy as they look on a windy day either.
And you just wonder, Pete, at training, more often than not, you see players practicing their shots from goals from 40, 45 metres out. I'd rather get them in and get the ones you're supposed to get. And that range of 15 metres around, that's the ones you must convert.
Well, I really don't think players work at that.
No,
you're right, Terry, at that 15 to 30 metre. They expect to get them, as we see McKay go to half forward. Oh, flying over the back with Barker, but a good mark in front. That was taken by Andrew Callaway. The kick from Harrison comes out wide. This is Proctor to half forward. Good kick and good mark. Broderick. Oh, this is good play by Broderick too to get back. Oh, waiting for it was Duncan Callaway. Trelevin now bound. He's a great kick. He kicks a goal and another poster. Well, 2 posters to Richmond, and that's a bonus for the Hawks.
And 1 for Hawthorn, so we've had 3 posters in 14 minutes. It's hard to hit the post and kick a goal, isn't it?
But just the last couple of minutes, Richmond have seemingly taken some control, haven't they? They've had the ball in their forward line. They've had their you know, 2 or 3 shots at goal. Holland and here now Bowden and Richardson pumping it in there quite often. Richmond seem to have settled down a little bit, but now need to put some goals on the board.
And the Hawks working it out of defence. Up towards centre wing, it's very wide, it bounces out. And a throw in.
He had no one to kick it to then when he looked up, so it was a good kick.
And he was also squeezed a bit by Rory Hilton, the man on the mark. He worked it pretty well, forcing Obst under a little bit extra pressure.
Gale, he's there on his own. Joel Smith goes up against him. And Joel Smith wins the footy. Back over his shoulder to Woods. Woods deep inside 50 for Holland. Hands to it, but couldn't complete the mark. Gaspar out of defence. Foul taken away by Harrison. His 50th game. Hand pass a bit slick. Goes to Crummell. Oh, Crummell had a man in the open, but he couldn't clear the man on the mark, Rogers. It spills to Harrison. Off the left hand. On the bounce. Oh, taken by Broderick. Great play by Broderick. Off the left boot. That's where he likes it. Towards the 50. It bounces on Rodron.
Oh.
Met solidly. Not sure how much damage Hilton did, and the ball finishes up out of bounds.
That should go back, shouldn't it, to Robin? I thought the umpire paid the advantage.
I think they just missed everything in all of that.
Might have missed him, yeah.
Brendan Gale off, Brad Upton's on.
Yeah, it looks spectacular, but I think he just hit fresh air.
Well, I think you're right too, Drew. It's way out at half forward for the Tigers is Crummell, who started really, really well. Knights, is that high? Yes. You never know with Matthew Knights because he has that tendency to just duck the head
He's
down.
low. He's always low.
So he's on centre wing, but he is a great player. Fantastic to watch. And that's a great little kick. Clever little kick to Campbell.
You would have preferred him to have chanced his arm then, Pete. Campbell,
Yep.
Keep going. They had a bit of a flow up.
Oh, the mark is
too
dropped.
stagnant here now.
Trelevin, oh, it's got to kick it to half forward, and he finds Trent Crode. Ooh, thought he got a clip across
Empty
the
square,
ear,
go long.
Now he's kicked long. It's a 2-on-2 contest here. They need a mark. Barker, former Fitzroy player, is there. From the boundary line, has kicked across the face. And let's see who it was. It was Ben Dixon, it was, who hooked that across on his left foot. And it was one behind.
A lot of pressure there. You really want him to get towards the top of the square, but he was hemmed in pretty hard on that line, Dixon, so he did well enough, I think, just to keep the ball alive away from that boundary throw-in.
Nick Holland was in the square and screaming for it. Bowden kicks in. Proctor leaves it. And it's taken by Biddiscombe. He's run down from behind by Chick, holding the ball. Daniel Chick, 55 metres from goal. Well, Hawthorn, who have been pretty ordinary last game, beaten by 10 goals by Essendon, previously beaten by 52 points by the Kangaroos, but they've really come out to play. One of their problems over the last couple of seasons has been to maintain it for 4 quarters. Good starts haven't always been good wins. That's a great pass, and Crummell's right in front, 40 out.
Well, they're the two boys to make the difference, aren't they? Chick and Crummell both back into the side. Daniel Chicky's got a little personal message written on the inside forearm of his left arm. He's got himself focused on some particular aspect of the game, but Brendan Crummell has really opened up in the game well. This is disposal number 6 to him, and he's been a real focal point.
And a goal, no problems. Crummell 1-1, and Hawthorn have had a great start. They're 4-3 to 2 points.
Well, really, you couldn't have picked this one. Looking at the form of the two sides coming in, Richmond having won their last 2 games against Brisbane and Adelaide, I think, and have come up with some good form. And Hawthorn had been quite abysmal, but just the start here, they've been able to really regroup themselves during the State of Origin break. Kenny Judge has got them fired up for a most important quarter of football for the season for them.
Well, it's a handy little break to the Hawks. The Tigers won that hit out. Trelevin's after. He's a very underrated player, Craig Trelevin. He's gone. That's holding the ball. And yes, he was gone red hot. This is Nick Daffy. He wants to kick it on the left foot. A low trajectory kick there. Dangerous kicks into the forward line, but Hay was there to thump it away. A good tap on. Back it comes towards Robert Powell, who sensibly centres it. Look at the pace of Richardson. He's still got it. Well played, Matthew Richardson. Oh, unfortunately he missed, because that really did deserve a goal.
he's going to die for the record books to see how tall he is. He is a big man, isn't he?
Well, he'd be 6'5.5" for sure.
And you wouldn't grant that being the case when you look at the agility of him. You know, he's in the air, then he's just as quick. He's down at ground level, being able to gather the ball at his toes, and then be able to swivel around and have a snapshot at goal on his right foot, just like that. A fine athlete is Matthew Richardson.
195. So how's that convert to a language I can understand?
I'll go with 6'5".
It's about 6'5", 6'5.5".
Here's Ben Holland getting the ball into Knights. Knights a 20-metre hand pass, hits the target as well. Shot for goal to the goal square. Richardson. Broderick crunching through. And the ball's held to him. The umpire's going to ball it up.
And if he had got through,
yeah,
there was a goal because they had a loose man there in Richardson.
He's done a fair bit of that today, Paul Broderick. Get the ball under the arm and have a bit of a barge through a couple of contests. Watching the Melbourne Storm, I think.
Salmon wins the hit out and they can clear it. Obst from the back pocket, close to the boundary line. Burke takes the mark for the Tigers.
It's the second time he hasn't kicked it as well as he should have, Obst. The first one we gave him some degree of credit. We thought it might have been a little bit deliberate. That one didn't spin well at all.
No, and I think it happened again that he looked up and he couldn't see anyone, Terry, and that was what caused the problem. And he hesitated. Now there's Richardson and Daffy. Daffy very good at that quick kick. Oh, look at the pace of the Richmond player here. Oh, tap through, good play. And that was Colliger. I thought the Tiger player coming from the back had superior pace then, but Colliger did well.
Sampson.
He did very well, and Sampson is a quick player. Richmond have to get a goal on the board. I mean, it's an understatement. They're doing all the attacking at the moment and have the opportunities, just their ability to convert. They are going into a bit of a breeze, so that could be the factor just at the moment.
Oh, the kick in, dangerous. Lekes for the Hawks, out to Colliker, and he just kicks for space, and the ball finds touch up near the wing. Whistle's gone though, it's coming all the way back. Umpire Steve McBurney.
And Drew, Richard Taylor come on and Craig Trelevin come off.
Well, Trelevin was run down in a tackle from behind. Probably paid the price for that, not reading the play. Joel Smith kicked a marvellous goal early in the quarter. Just his second goal for the Hawks. They've been patient with him. They've had to drop him a few times, but Robin floats a hand pass to Salmon, who had to stretch the hammies. Salmon out wide to centre wing. Clears the pigeons. Ball sits up near Richard Taylor. Burke beats Taylor's tackle. Daffy's had a heap of the football.
You don't get away from Angelo Lekes. Number 2 tackler in the competition behind Brett Ratton. And once Angelo gets you, don't go too far at all.
Yes, good young player, Angelo. He is developing into a very, very top half back. There's Crawford. They want a real big game from him. That was Obst bombing it up towards half-forward. The bounce is very important here. Oh, strong work. Bitterscombe eventually gets in a hand pass. And going towards goal was Callaway, going the defensive way, and he's conceded a point, or is it a free kick back here? It's a free kick plus 50 going Richmond's way. Couldn't quite see what it was for, but obviously some sort of indiscretion.
And obviously Daniel Chick was the man, and really they don't want to lose the discipline of start they've had to this game, and Ken Judge will be quick to jump onto that one, I'm sure.
It was a slap across the face, boys.
Thanks, Couch. A slap across the face. Now as we see Callaway in towards half forward, it's a loose ball. Clay Sampson outside 50. In fact, it was a 65-metre area. Oh, good knockaway by Robrin. That was terrific play. Richard Taylor, who, as Couchy said, has just come on, kicks it towards Lekes, who tried to use his body. Here's Ottens. He went without it. Lekes still working. Lekes. Good play, Lekes. Still going. And good umpiring to let it go. Bowden to Knights. Knights sets it up towards the forward pocket. It bounces and over.
Peter, just on the wind, it's very blustery, making half of the players to spot their kicks.
So the Tigers are doing pretty well into it, in your opinion, Couchy?
Well, there's not, as you know, the MCG is very swirly. You think it's going Richmond's way than Hawthorn's way, so it just swirls around.
Yep.
Well trapped by Robrin. Bang, straight up the centre of the ground. Almost the mark at the back by Rock. Spills, Rogers. Well, Nick Daffy, he is just everywhere. coming up for his 7th kick. And they've had a lively forward in Richardson, but they're still goalless. Here's Richo. He's taken another mark. So that is 5.
He's too quick for Jonathan Hay.
Well, this is a difficult angle here. If the breeze is sneaking through the gap in the stands, it'll blow it left to right from this boundary line.
You'd want to back Richardson over 400 metres in the sprint races in the summer, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. This will be a great goal if he can manage this. Doesn't wobble too well. Comes up a bit short. Holland is there. The Hawks might try to put this through. No, they clear from the line. Oh, Taylor! They're in trouble, son! You're holding the ball in the goal square.
Why didn't he handball it through? Unbelievable he didn't handball that through, Terry.
It's not too far to the safety of the line, is it?
It's only a metre away.
Makes the decision to go for it. Really, I mean, we've got the quarter at nearly 26 minutes having gone, so they're down to the last few. And very tough one.
Sampson kicks the Tigers' first goal.
Well, they finally get the return they're looking for. Richmond have been inside 50 now some 14 times. Hawthorn just 11, but Hawthorn got 4 goals from those push forwards. Richmond have finally got their first. It's as a result of a bad calculation from Richard Taylor, but an excellent tackle from Clay Sampson. He went hard in at the hips and was able to claim him, take the ball to ground, win the free kick, and then importantly convert their first goal.
"17 points the margin as Salmon. He got the original hit out, but Daffy does the roving. Proctor. What a good mark that was. Falling back with the flight, then he plays on. That is excellent play to Broderick. Terrific thinking by Lionel Proctor.
Gee, this time on here could be crucial for the Tigers.
Really is, isn't it, Drew? Just to let it go just like this towards the end. But Proctor, as you say, just 19 years of age and came off the bench a couple of games last year and out this year, but showing some great maturity just and then being able to find Broderick.
Paul Broderick. Oh, he's done the old left footer's trick and hooked it and just sneaks it in for a behind. So, gee, they've missed a few, haven't they?
Yeah. In a lull in play, I'd like to get the goal-kicking routines that both you, Wheels, and you, Pete, used to go through at training, because Wheels was a back pocket and Pete was a champion, magnificent, high-scoring full forward. So at goal-kicking for goal, we'll get that in a lull in play, maybe in the second term. We're in the last minute of the first term. And it's going to be Hawthorn's free kick to Salmon. High tackle rule, the umpire. It's not a bad effort to get him high.
Hasn't he been fantastic value for Hawthorn, Terry, in those couple of years he's been there?
It's just wonderful. I mean, all the time he spent at Essendon, he didn't finish in their top 3 best and fairest. Comes to Hawthorn and picks up first 2 in his first 2 years.
Barker, half-distance pass. Woods. Oh, no mark completed. Comes to Bowden of the Tigers. Just seconds remaining in the first term. Bowden clears. Could they get it the length of the ground? I think they might run out of time. Proctor at half-back tunnels the ball. Gee, umpire, it's just about got to be a throw. Daffy. Rogers barreled over by Crummell. Socket forward by Lekis. And there's the siren for quarter time. A great opening term for the Hawks. The umpire coming in, just making sure that things don't develop here after the siren, because Shane Crawford wasn't too happy with the treatment he got there from Joel Bowden. What a turn for the Hawks, who have come to play. They're 4-3 to 1-5.
The first half of the quarter definitely belonged to them. Here's just the final part of the quarter there. The siren goes. Boys just a little bit entangled there. And up they come. Ken Judge would have been happy with the first half of the quarter without doubt. They really flew out of the box, the Hawks. They kicked 4 goals before Richmond even really looked like getting into their forward line. But second half belonged to the Tigers. A lot of football in the forward line. Unable to convert. 1 goal, 5, 2 posters in that. But they are giving themselves a chance. They're starting to win more play in the middle of the ground.
Well, the Tigers were inaccurate. They're 1-5. They hit the post a couple of times and one was rushed. But at quarter time, it's 4-3 to 1-5.
The start of the second term here at the MCG, a 16-point margin. They do seem to have been kicking longer to the right of screen, the end that Richmond will kick to, but you can score both ends at the MCG. Richard Taylor did well out of that middle area. Taken away by Bowden, who kicks to half forward. Richardson has been terrific, and so Sampson's been pretty good. Good tackle on him, Broderick. Strong work by Crawford, and that was a very, very tough tackle. And he's been having a real dip, Shane Crawford. So a huge quarter coming up. Hawthorn, it's a big game for them in particular. If they drop this one, they get right off the pace. Salmon used his body beautifully. The ball was smothered. Strong tackle on Broderick again. Pack develops and there'll be a bounce.
Well, if Kenny Judge took Daniel Chick off for a little slap that cost him a 50-metre penalty, what does Richard Taylor deserve for playing on the goal square and being pinged and conceding a goal? But he's still out there.
Yeah, and threw him straight back into the centre bounce, and Taylor won that first centre bounce, so maybe he's working his way back to back into it. Broderick, yeah, well, there's a real task for him, isn't it? Broderick's been very good in the first half, bobbing up across the half-forward line, really setting stuff up for the Tigers.
Well, that's the task for Richard Taylor. Broderick. On the turn, Daffy.
Oh, good mark.
Oh. No. Free kick against.
Yeah, you're too quick, Johnny Harvey, there. That's a damn good mark. Wasn't paid. There is no free kick there at all. That is the worst decision you made, John.
He was sandwiched and still took a magnificent mark. Lekas tries to beat the puck. Obst, his disposal hasn't been all that great today. Tunnelled by Taylor, out of bounds. Well, it was either a throw or deliberate, and he's paid neither. It's a throw-in.
Oh, look at the grin on Daffy. Daffy knows that was deliberate.
If I could just go back to John Harvey, I'm allowed to say those things about his umpiring, Drew, because he umpired in the VFA while I was coaching, and I was trying to get his umpiring right even during those days, so I can stick with him now.
Well, I can imagine. Can you just curb your language? You're on television now.
Well, that was a quick kick by Tony Woods. Powell, Daffy, he's looking for Proctor. He's got support from Powell, a very classy-looking player. Richardson bounced off his chest. Did Hay push him out? The crowd thought he did. Hay, and that's the Richmond crowd, of course. And here's good play. Excellent football there by the Hawks. Ben Dixon combining with Crawford. Now Colliker off the side of the boot. Here's Barker, who's pretty mobile for a tall man. Onto the right. Hooks it to half forward, and Crummell, who's doing well. He's made a big difference this forward line. Brendan Crummell will kick from outside 50. He kicks it across to half forward. That is a terrific kick. And a good mark for Holland, a soccer goalkeeper type mark. Yeah,
Crummell getting away from Andrew Callaway. Callaway's had him right from the start, but Crummell really has been the spark in the forward line for Hawthorn. And if he can continue to deliver the ball to Nick Holland like this, Holland can get himself back into good form. He kicked one goal in the first quarter. This directly in front, even though it's into the breeze, should be a goal for him.
Well, this would be a great start to the quarter if he could kick it. Always up and under that one, and it didn't look good off the boot. There was no power in it, and it was off to the right, and he missed.
Now, he obviously hasn't worked hard enough at training with his goal kicking. Now, Wheels, you would have kicked that, wouldn't you? Because that was just the 48 metres.
Well, I could actually take you through every one of the 15 goals I kicked in my entire career, Drew.
Gee, if Pete tells us about every one of his, we'll be next year. Here's a game of football in progress. Powell up to half forward. Richardson. He's mobile. He is too good. Into Burke. He didn't see the tackler coming, but Broderick's going to kick a goal anyway.
Tell you what, you can be stiff in football. Richard Taylor, who's the man on Broderick, was the man who had to chase Burke down. Lays a tackle on him, does everything right, but Burke then just flicks it on out towards Broderick, who'd run on. Here it is. So Taylor's with Broderick here. Then he's committed to the chase after a good feed. Off he goes, does everything he has to. Great tackle.
How did he dispose of that?
Very close to holding the ball.
And the fortunate part, it rolled onto Broderick and go and take it. So Richard Taylor, technically he's done a couple of errors, but gee, that one was stiff on him.
Well, the Tigers are clawing their way back here. They're only 11 points down. Well played by Harford, but taken by Brendan Gale. It's a floating kick. Oh, courage needed. Whoa, Burke went in hard. Here's Colliker. Now McCabe, that's good play to have a bounce. Now he'll drive it up to half. Well, that is a terrific kick. A very, very good kick on the ground for the Hawks is, well, Ben Dixon that was. Ben Dixon kicking it short up towards half forward. That was a poor kick. It should have hit Crowden, it didn't. The umpire will come in and bounce at the 50-metre line. So there's Berkey's had shoulder problems, and he was hit very, very hard before.
Yeah, part of the problem was he leaves himself open so all the time. Should roll with a punch.
Gale wins this hit out. Comes down to Leckus. Hurried ball forward. Knight's good hands. That's great stuff. Kellaway going for the boundary line. He had no option there. Kept in. Yes. Oh, no. Proctor did really well there. Lionel Proctor.
Drew, David Berg's coming off. We're just going to check on him, so I'll have an update for you.
Well, any bloke who's got a crook shoulder doesn't need one of those. Missed a whole season with a shoulder injury. And yet he led with his shoulder, didn't he? Well, courage in that Burke family, there's no doubt. Quick hands by the Tigers. Down goes Knights. Well, Burke was heading for the interchange. Finishes up winning a possession. Goes to the interchange now as Proctor dashes goalwards. Kicks long. Punch away by Hay. Hasn't got it out yet. Oh, good use of the body. Ball stays in. And now Crawford just edges the ball over the boundary line. Crawford strangely quiet. He's had one kick so far, and we're 6.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Yes, he was quite near the last match he played as well, so they really need him to take over because he's a 30 possession type player. Here's Jonathan Robran.
It's just that Matty Rogers is really sitting in tight, but there's just no room for him to breathe at all.
Crummell did well. That's all. Parker just got in his hand pass, but taken away by Bitterscombe, who fires a goal. Oh, great kick. Terrific play. The Tigers, Terry, getting on top here.
Yeah, the last 3 goals of the game, the one they needed right on time on at the end of the first quarter, and then the first 2 of this quarter. Starting to pull it back in now, and so she's just down to a 5-point ball game. So she's up for grabs, so to speak, in a very important stage of the match.
And a skill error, that pass across the ground should have hit the teammate.
Yep, that's always the critical part in this modern football, is that the error, when it does come, is really severely punished by opposition sides now.
That was Craig Bitterscombe's first kick and went for a goal. Back in the middle, just a 5-point game. Salmon wins down to Leckus. Kick smothered. Richmond free in there. Player Eldon not in possession. Now it goes to Hawthorn. Johnny Barker. Kick by Barker, deep inside the 50. Holland! Oh, that full tilt, that would have been a great mark. Knocked forward by Smith. Here's Joel Smith, the way we knew him at the St Kilda, but unfortunately his kick is offline, out of bounds on the full.
There's been good signs in his game so far in the first quarter and a half of this match. Kicked up some possessions, kicked a goal in the first quarter, Joel Smith, but really has looked smoother and freer in his actions than I've seen him all year.
Bowden goes short to Robert Powell. They've got a few left footers in this Richmond side. He's that classy looking player, Powell. There's Hay on Richardson. Playing him a lot tighter in this quarter.
I tell you what, that's one thing that John Hay's got, Pete. He just makes that last metre and gets that fist in there. I saw him 2 weeks ago, as I said earlier, against Matthew Lloyd, and Lloyd kicked 5, but he could have kicked 10 if it hadn't been for John Hay just getting the fist in at that last stage. He showed it again there against Richardson.
Well, the Tigers go forward again. Conacher went past him. That was bad luck, but Clay Sampson's got it. He drives it wide. Look at the pace again of Richardson. He's coming a long way out from goal. Now, the chip pass, that is brilliant. Very, very good kick. And onto the ground is Rory Hilton, and he'll kick from about 40 to 45 metres out.
Terry, do you make a change there of Jonathan Hay going off Matthew Richardson?
Not at this stage, I don't think, Couch, because Richardson's so far out now. What's occurring, though, is Richmond are now starting to bob up with a couple of forwards in close who might be able to start to hurt them. But Hay, I like his pace, and other than that, it's only Crow.
So Rory Hilton, it's drifting to the right, and another poster. So that's 3 to Richmond and 1 to Hawthorn. But he didn't really kick that well. It wasn't good off the boot. 4 points the margin, and Richmond's certainly looking dangerous at the moment. The Hawks they really need Crawford to come into this game.
Yeah, incredible that Crawford could be tagged out of a game, whereas he has done the blocking job on so many stars himself, and has been an unlikely match-up from people like James Hird. There's Knights. Still doesn't look fit, Matty Knights. Comes out to Biddiscombe. Round the boundary line he goes. Nobody there for Richmond. The mark taken by Robrin. Robrin in the last line. 4-point margin. The Hawks kicked the first 4 goals of the game. The Tigers have kicked the last 3. Salmon near the boundary line. Here he is with young Ben Holland, but Gale does particularly well. Daffy, as always. Crummel along the boundary line and taken over by Woods. Almost up into the smoker stand, Tony Woods. Anthony Rock limbering up, preparing to come on for the Hawks. A few players have found new clubs this year, and with some great success as well. Tap to the back to Broderick. He thumps it long. Richardson uses his body. The ball gets at the back. Hilton Grab didn't have it. Bounces the umpire. Crawford is tricked. Umpire. Oh, gee. The ball has gone through for a behind, and I don't want to see the replay of this.
Well, it should be Crawford's kick.
That's a score. It's gone through for a behind.
The umpire's missed it. Look at this. Oh.
It's a tough call. I mean, the key component is whether it's deliberate. Now, you know, Holland having a bit of a go at the football, trying to soccer a goal. Crawford in close and hard at the ball, but fortunately he's up, he's looking okay.
I've got no doubt the Richmond player was trying to kick the ball, but it was just such a dangerous situation to do it because Crawford was grabbing the ball. There's a hand pass across to Rock. Rock drives wide. Leckers, he's a very cool customer for such a young player. Onto Hay, he's almost gone. And Hay, a beautiful kick, a 65-metre kick, and the mark taken by Holland, but there was a push out. And it will come back to Gaspar. Gaspar kicks wide. He's got a couple of loose men. One is Daffy, and once you create that loose man, it's danger. Daffy's coming across half back. He chips it low. Beautiful kick. Richardson's been fantastic. On to Sampson. And Sampson playing great football. A one-on-one contest. This is danger here. No mark. It'll be forced through. In fact, might have hit the post or did it. Holland? I think it might have hit the behind post. It'll be a throw-in.
Well, the two Holland boys are nearly a long-distance phone call apart here, at opposite ends of the MCG, and they're both right in the play.
Yeah, and both critical to each team's performance. Ben Holland needing to allow Richardson out wide. Nick needs to do it himself at the full forward position.
Salmon goes the old 1-2. Broderick, been a very good player. Broderick on the left, he centres the ball to centre half forward. Gale, been prominent in the last few minutes, Benny Gale. And a straight kick here will put the Tigers in front for the first time.
Well, they've had to work pretty hard at it, and they've got inside 50 on numerous occasions, but for not too much of a return. 3 goals, 7 at this stage, and need to find the straight kick. Gale is a noted goal scorer. He has spent plenty of time for Richmond at centre half forward in previous years. Over the last couple, found himself in the ruck, and just his mobility and experience out there has been quite invaluable for what at different times is quite a young side.
Really focusing on a spot. It's what Wheels used to do at practice. Gale is away to the right, and Wheels, you had the same result often, but usually from about 25 metres.
Just a little bit away to the right. 15 goals, and Pete McKenna's kicked more than that in one game.
As you get older too, Terry, those goals you kick will get longer and longer. There's a terrific mark to Richardson. He is playing a fantastic game. Low trajectory kick. It bounces off the chest of Salmon. Oh, Woods straight to Rogers. And well, Rogers actually intercepted probably more than Woods giving it away, and he has blazed away. Matthew Rogers and missed.
3-9. This is expensive for the Tigers.
Hawks still with the lead, as we see Ken Judge looking on. He'd be worried with what he's seeing. Crawford, a poor kick, and Rogers going to end up with it. Hook it back on the left in front of the Tigers' goal. Looked to be a little bit of holding. Colliker, a dangerous hand pass, could end up anywhere here. It does, with Nick Daffy. And Daffy might have just missed, I think. Or did he get it? Oh, he's got it! Well, I don't think he knew whether he did have it.
sure you're right, Pete. He wasn't celebrating.
Well, none of them were.
But you take it, don't you? The third goal for the Tigers during the quarter. Hawthorn unable to get one on the board, and here it is, right in the danger spot, some 15 metres out. Collier with a long handball, and really what he needed to do is get his foot to the ball and go wider towards the boundary line, get it away from the danger zone. Nick Daffy's kick, he waited and waited on the umpire's decision. It wasn't really influencing him with much excitement.
Well, Nick Daffy's having a phenomenal game. 12 kicks, 2 hand passes and 3 marks. 12 kicks.
And Drew, just the dominance of Richmond in this quarter. Inside 50 12 times. Hawthorn just now their 5th.
Harrison the hand pass. Crummell knocks down the hand pass. It comes out to Gasper. He goes for the boundary line. It bounces end on end and we'll get there.
And Terry, Brendan Gale's ruck work's been the difference this second quarter. He's really got his hand on it this time. I think Geishan had a word to him at quarter time, asking for a bit more physical effort on Paul Salmon.
Yeah, the big fish is really just planting himself, isn't he, Couchy? Whereas Benny's been able to get off, have a run, have a little bit of a jump at it.
Yeah, he had pretty stern words with him just to make a bit more of a contest.
Well, the Hawks kicked all their goals in the first 18 minutes and haven't kicked one since. Rock goes back around the boundary line. Smith just inside the line. Holland. Now, very difficult shot for goal here. Can he thread the needle here?
You wouldn't expect him to have a shot there, Pete, would you? The way in which that end of the ground's been scoring. This might well better be just tossed up towards the top of the square and let the Rovers have a go at it.
Or someone running there. There's a lot of space in front of goal. If someone can sprint quickly and run there, there's heaps of space.
Holland improves the angle. Sees daylight between the posts. It's not a bad effort. Oh, great effort. Magnificent.
That looked like a goal.
Did look like a goal from here.
He thinks it was a goal, but we're a long way away. Maybe it went over the post.
Funny, isn't it? Nick Daffy thought he hadn't kicked a goal and he had. Holland thought he'd got one and he hasn't. Gee, it looks good, doesn't it?
Kept coming back, didn't it? Here they come again.
Here they come, Rock. Holland, now he's got a chance here. He is directly in front from 30 metres, and you must kick these ones in AFL football and put a bit of scoreboard pressure on.
So 1 goal 2 to Nick Holland this afternoon. Some 7 goals 12. But here, being the full forward of the side, the key goal scorer, the man who can make the difference in this match for the Hawks, he needs to kick it.
So Nick Holland for his second, and they need it to hit the front. Just give them a bit of a... Oh, yes, he's got it. And, Nick Holland's remonstrating with the goal umpire as if to say, you've got that one right and about time. What about the other one? I reckon the other one might have been a goal.
And John Harvey, the field umpire, having stern words with Holland, saying, well, you can't do that to the officials. You might have an opinion, but you can't do it.
Well, we thought it was a goal, didn't we? We're sort of on that side, but as I say, we're a long way away.
I think you're both right. I think it was a goal, and I agree, Drew, you can't do that. You can't go up and challenge the official in the game like that, Nick, but well done. And what I like about his game today is he's been leading very well out where he can into some space.
So another change in the lead. After Nick Daffy put the Tigers in front, Nick Holland puts the Hawks back in front. They lead by 2. Good game here at the MCG. Bit of straight kicking would have helped for the Tigers. They clear the middle. Daffy again. Disciplined punch from behind by McCabe. But the umpire's free kicked him.
Oh, that's a contest. You let that go.
This is Holland's plural. Drops a bit short. Comes down. The whistle goes. It seemed to be slow motion. Harford went back to Salmon. Salmon towards the southern stand wing. Sits up for Rogers. Taken away by Crummell. Beautiful play. Taylor had it for a split second. Crawford. Good movement by the Hawks. Smith. Very dark here at the MCG at the moment. 19 minutes into the second quarter. Hawthorn by 2 points. Holland couldn't quite take the mark. Gale has had an excellent second turn. Works it to the line. Didn't do much to keep it in.
He disguised it well, though, didn't he? Really, I think his every intention was to get it over. As you see there, look at that. Oh, that is tapped to the line, no doubt about it. The umpire gave him the better, but Nick Holland appealing again. Gale to Daffy again. He gets that quick kick. Some pushing and shoving going on. Here's Harford. Harford bends it back. A big chance here for the Hawks. Leckis bends it back. Good play, Leckis. Terrific play for a goal. And Nick Holland stands in front of the goal umpire and he gives the signal that it's a goal.
Well, the double the celebration there for Leckis. That's 50 goals in his career, but most importantly in the context of this game, it's a goal that Hawthorn needed. They had to wrest the lead back from Richmond after Daffy's goal. They've done it through Holland and now Leckis. Holland really giving them something, but what they need is these additional players to jump in and be able to score. Well done, Nick.
Blokes in duffel coats used to jump over the fence to do that, but now the players are doing it as well. Rex Hunt might have actually started amongst the players. Now it's back in the centre. Well, the Hawks have got the last couple of goals. They've skipped out to an 8-point lead. Crawford getting into it a little bit now. High to half forward. Knights works to the front. Punched by Woods. Smith went without the ball. Matty Knights has it. Across to the southern stand side. A fumble by Campbell, but he's got time. Long to Richardson. That's another mark to Richardson. He has taken 8 marks, 9 marks.
7 of those outside 50, Drew, just 2 inside 50, so it just shows you where he's working. And as a goal scorer, he's not as dangerous, perhaps, against Hawthorn as he could have been if he's in closer.
Hilton was a chance, punched away by Obst, followed up by Crawford along the boundary line. Richo was still there, he's got it again. Centering ball, still outside 50. Back near the centre square. Gee, that was a solid contact. Well, you don't come and play league football if you're faint-hearted, I tell you what. Bowden, there was a hot potato, he's lost it. Rock is in there, the hand pass to Chick. Top footy now.
Yes, and Hawthorn have lifted another gear here. Good mark. Ben Harrison. Gaspar, it might come back. It does. After him was Holland. Harrison wide. He's got a loose man out here. It's Matty Rogers. He's at half-back. It's very, very dark here at the MCG. The lights will have to go on shortly, I would think. Rogers to half-forward. Hay, now did he give away the free? He did, the umpire said. He doesn't agree, Jonathan Hay. But Richardson, again, playing in front. He's playing a sensational game, Matthew Richardson. He's way out at half-forward. He brings it up in front of goal, hoping for the high mark. Salmon is there. The thump away was from Holland. Here's Ben Dixon. Dixon heads for the boundary line, and probably that under the situation, that was a good effort.
I'll tell you what, in the discussions to fill the gap that's going to be left eventually by Tony Lockett, Matty Richardson, his price would be going up thousands every minute.
Well, the conversation during the week was that Matthew Lloyd would look like staying at Windy Hill. Therefore, Richardson out of contract at the end of this year. Probably the most sought-after footballer in the competition.
We'll have him at Collingwood, Drew.
Well, you thought you had Lockett, but Wayne
we could have had Lockett.
Wayne Richardson didn't want him.
Well, Lockett should have been playing for Collingwood the last 5 years. Can't believe they didn't take him.
And even if Plugger goes on for another season next year, wouldn't be a half a bad idea to get Richo up there, because he's playing so far up the ground. He could be a centre-half forward with Lockett a full forward.
And if Lockett had gone to Collingwood, he would have been the second best full forward Collingwood ever had.
Oh, just rack my brain. Who was the best? Oh, go on, Pete, take it away.
Gordon Coventry. Now, centre wing. And, free kick to Richmond. Now, this is Andrew Callaway. Craig Bitterscombe to half forward. Oh, good mark, Michael Collicker. Gee, if the Hawks could pinch another one now, it'd be a terrific little lead as we see Crawford going to centre wing. It floats over the back, the race is on. Here's Duncan Callaway tackled, and there'll be a throw in almost on centre wing.
Just the point, how would you like to watch a team with Richo getting so much of the ball in the 60-metre range? He's had 11 kicks, 9 marks. How would it be if he was pumping it to the goal square to a man like Plugger? It'd be magnificent. I'd fly up every week to watch it. Back inside the 50. They might have spoiled each other in the air. Comes to ground level. Crowd has a snap. Hooked it back too far and out of bounds on the full.
Super quick, isn't he, Crowd?
Very quick. Very quick, yeah. I mean, you know, to be picked for Victoria last week was a real accolade for him. But more than anything, it's just an acknowledgement of the potential young Trent Croder's got. His pace, his marking is very good. I've seen him play in defence and then go into attack and kick goals when it's been in tight, tough games.
Daffy used his body well then. Tigers have it. Sampson's been an excellent player. Richardson, another mark. Oh, his hand pass went straight into his man, Hay. Hay thumps it out of defence. Close to the boundary line. Campbell wants to keep it in. Pokes it back. Gaspar takes the mark on the true centre wing position. In time on second quarter. 3 minutes remaining to half-time. Tight game. Hawthorn lead by 8 points. At one stage, they were 4 goals to 0. Salmon marks defensive 50.
Geez, judgment's beautiful. He really did judge that floating ball well, Paul Salmon. There's Nick Holland way down on the half-back area. What's he doing down there? So Nick Holland, now he chips it across back to Salmon. And they might muck this up if they're not careful. The floating kick finds Robrin. Now he can give it off. He does to Angelo Lekas, and this is good play because they've got the loose man going. McCabe, he could have run another 30. Oh, that's shocking play. He could have run another 30. Bowden gets it to Knights, and now the turnover. It might cost them a goal. Bitterscombe, centre wing. Broderick, a driving kick to space. The race is on, but it beats them all over the line. And why he didn't run another 30 and belt it to the square, he knows it there, as you can see, Luke McCabe.
Yeah, Crode was the player on the lead, but unfortunately that was the only option other than the empty goal square, because Nick Holland had moved right back to defence, and we saw him involved in the work across half-back with Paul Salmon. Perhaps Peter, yes, the empty goal square would have been the preferred option.
Salmon wins the hit out. Crawford takes it into Robrin. His kick floats to midfield, and it's well short of the target. And Gale takes the mark. He goes the short pass to Rogers. Rogers approaches the 50. He might kick this. He's got lots of height, not much penetration. Holland couldn't take the mark. Still got a chance though. Ball gets behind him and eventually out of play. Oops, what happened here?
Might be an Academy Award job, I think.
Actually, there has been a bit going on between Holland and Robrin. And Robrin's on the ground. Well, I'm not sure what happened.
His hands were down, Drew.
Salmon wins the hit out. Robrin into Colliker, who just clears the area. And still in the defensive 50, Woods takes the mark.
And Woods kicks wide. That's a great kick to Harford. Beautifully weighted kick. Harford backs himself in against Brendan Gale. And Daniel Harford kicks to half forward. No free kick down the field. Here's Anthony Rock. Well done by Rock to Harford. He's clever. Hooks it back. Oh, no mark. That's no. Oh, that was touched, surely. I thought that was touched by his teammate. Let's have a look. Will he touch it? Oh, maybe he didn't.
He might have been. It wouldn't be astounding if it was a wrong decision, would it?
Well, I actually thought he did get a fingertip to it, but then again, I am 200 metres away.
No, that was the umpire the wheels taught in the VFA, but no worries. Gale up the centre wing. Colliker takes the mark. 8 points the difference. Scoreboard hasn't moved for about 5 minutes. 41-33 it has been for a long time. Gale again. Bowden. Very high. Get under that and play fair. Colliker went the punch and almost finished up taking the mark. And the umpire will ball out near the logo. Just seconds remaining to half-time. Clock still counting down. And we'll probably have a siren before this ball up. Nearly pitched up here at the MCG. Well, strange old first half. Hawthorn dominated at the start of the game. They kicked the first 4 goals of the game, and then Richmond came back to hit the front, and then the Hawks have kicked the last 2 to lead at half-time by 8 points, 6-5 to 4 goals 9. Richmond's inaccuracy a little bit costly.
It has been quite costly. We've noted the times they've hit the goal post and just missed, but you need to make better of their opportunities. They've worked hard enough to get the ball in close enough. Richardson's a very good player, in good form out around half forward, so he's marking the ball and getting it in within 25 to 30 metres of goal, but the Tiger forward line haven't been able to make the most of that. Ken Judge, you'd be happy with the side being able to take control of the game towards the end of that quarter when Richmond came out and actually ended up taking the lead after the Daffy goal, and they've now got themselves back there. They're 8 points up. It's a tough ask from this particular point on because, you know, the third quarter hasn't been Hawthorn's best this year. They need to be able to come back now with a big one after this break.
Well, bit for the coaches to do in both rooms here at half-time. It is Hawthorn 6-5, trying to get out of a losing slump. Richmond 4-9. So the second half about to get underway. John Harvey to start us off. Gale has a leap at Salmon and wins it down to Broderick. Good hand pass. Hurried kick by Campbell, but it's chopped off in defence by Taylor. Taylor's kick. Smith pushed down. Will take the free. It's against Rogers. The advantage has gone on. It's gone up towards the goal square. Holland flies. Can't take the mark. Comes down to the front. Chick! Well, he kicked the first goal with a leg break. Dishes this one off to Holland. He's double teamed to the ground and the umpire will ball it up.
He nearly got through then, Daniel Chick, didn't he?
He nearly got through, and then it comes to Holland, and Duncan Callaway squeezed him right up. Callaway, a great defensive type player. His tackling skills are great. In hard, nice and low, stop the play right there.
Right in front of the Hawks goal, there's Bowden. These are dangerous, these sweeping hand passes. Grabbed by Trelevin, and he has hooked it through for a behind. So the Hawks starting, well, getting it down their forward line early in this third term. Their third terms in recent weeks haven't been all that good. Wayne Campbell played for Victoria and played very well last week. Very, very dark here. Not raining as yet. There's been a couple of spots. He's looking for Brendan Gale. It dropped short, and Joel Smith's showing a lot in this game, and he's off. He can have a shot for goal. He's already kicked one ripper. He stabs it, hooks it slightly, and in fact has put it through for a behind.
Peter, just interchange for Richmond. Rory Hilton, Stephen McKee, Ben Holland and Ben Hollands.
Thank you, Couchy.
So Joel Smith with 8 disposals, and that's been his average in the 6 games he's played, so he hasn't really been able to go on. But just today, he is showing some glimpses of his real form, and I expect him to have a good clean-out game here this afternoon.
Rogers straight up the ground to Harrison, and Rogers, who played for South Australia last week, gets it back down the centre corridor. Gale to Knights, kick by Knights to half forward. Here it comes Richo. He's got it again. 11 marks.
He wants to play on one.
And this kick is going to land about 45 metres from goal, not much closer than he was. Ottens, another big bloke in the Tigers lineup. Hasn't had much action today. The hand pass up to Proctor. He does well, but just grabbed by the jumper at the last split second. Out of defence. Crawford to Cromwell. Wide to Robrin. Kick by Robrin to centre wing. Chick. All awkward half volley. The ball beats him out of bounds.
Through the interchange for Hawthorn is Nathan Thompson, Ben Dixon, John Barker and Matthew Dennis.
Richardson continues to get the ball through, but he's not hurting the Richmond side yet at all. Even that kick there, it didn't penetrate, attack the goal square. He elected to go across the ground, and there's been no gain in that particular play from Matthew Richardson at all.
Well, you're right, Terry. Hawthorn would have been rapt that he went that wide, as we see Taylor hooking it back to half forward. Holland tried the one-hander, but there's nothing worse. Well, you'd know better than me as a defender, Terry, that if that kick is driven to the goal square, the pressure for the defenders.
That's where it's at. You need to put pressure on the defence, and that's right in the goal square. So this matchup for mine for Ken Judge is still right. I think Jonathan Hayes doing enough work, sticking with him. Richardson yet hasn't been able to turn it around to hurt the Hawks.
10 points the margin in favour of Hawthorn. It'll sock it off the ground. Here's Richard Taylor. It'll sit for him. He's on the boundary line. He centres the ball. That is a great kick. That is tremendous play to Holland.
Very good. Taylor out to make amends from an earlier mistake in the game, I'm sure. It's that just classical football. You're hard up against the boundary line. There's a temptation to have a go at the big sticks yourself, but you know, the more disciplined and predictable place to come into centre half forward. Holland knew that and was positioned there.
So Nick Holland kicking for his third. He is 40 metres out, directly in front. He stabs at that, keeps it low, and it's a goal. Well, the Hawks have started well in this term, and well, it's now 16 points the margin.
eating away at it, aren't they? And this is very good that Holland's in amongst it. We've spoken continually about how important he is to it. And in terms of goal scoring, 2 had been his best leading up to today. So this is his season's best tally. He's kicked 2 goals once and 1 goal 4 times. So goal scoring hasn't been his foray this year.
So the ball back in the centre. Yes, actually, Nick Holland's had a few Bronx cheers this season from Hawthorn fans. Gee, Gale climbed high and stayed up there for a week. Fumble by Crawford. It hasn't been his best day. Daffy been great in midfield. Just pulled off his kick at the last minute. Harford off to another fumble by Crawford. You wouldn't read about it. Proctor. Otten's on the lead. Now this could be a goal-scoring opportunity for the Tigers.
All from a fumble.
2 fumbles by Crawford in the space of 10 seconds.
Uncharacteristic, isn't it, that he usually finds the handle on the footy first time, takes it and breaks clear, but not on this occasion. Ottens takes the mark, and this is probably a better setup. We've got Ottens kicking from outside 50 and Richardson propped in the goal square. I would have preferred to have seen Ottens turn and kick a little quicker, because Richardson was down there just 1 out with Hay. Now there's an entire contest at the goal square.
Ottens is taking a long run up. He'll kick from about 51 metres into the breeze, but he might get some protection. Big kick this. Oh, that is a magnificent kick! You won't see a better one at that end all day.
Wow, that is impressive, most impressive. And if Richmond can get Ottens now to be the goal scorer they've been looking for, all their goal scoring has come from individual players. They haven't had a multiple goal scorer at all, so he potentially could be that. There's those couple of fumbles in the midfield by Hawthorn. It's turned back by the Tigers, and they make the Hawks pay for that error. Ottens from right on the 50-metre line, where most players have struggled to do it in the early part of the game, gets the goal.
So Ottens showing what terrific natural skill he's got. Here's Rock. Now Woods kicks to half forward. Jasper at the back. Here's a chance for Crode. He's quick. Breaks the tackle. Still going. Centres the ball. Crummel's got it. Gives it off. This is Leckis. Oh, Chick will race into an open goal. And he has kicked it, I think. Or has he? Yes. Well, that was very good play by Crode under extreme pressure.
Really showing his maturity, isn't he? For a man such a young age, Trent Crode just turned 19, but Daniel Chick, he's adding to this side. He missed the last 2 games as a result of a wrist injury, comes back in it, and he really knows where the goals are. Crummel's involved in it, Leckers is involved in it. Crummel and Chick have been important in the goal scoring, no doubt about it, but Crode, very good form as a youngster there. Smart play from the boundary line back inboard, giving the side the opportunity.
See, Matty Richardson just coming back onto the ground. He went to the bench to speak to the coach on the phone there for about a minute. Gale wins in the middle down to Campbell. Richmond straight back into attack. Richard Taylor marks in the John Nichols shorts. Out towards centre wing. Good kick, Leckis. Good running by Colliker. Smith looked a lot better today, Joel Smith. Oh, Colliker double pass. That's great football. Makes it a 19-man game. Kick by Colliker. Holland caught at the back. Crummel. Desperation at ground level. Knight's a little hand pass. Eventually with Harrison from Bowden. Gee, this is a great play by the Tigers to work it out. Campbell has got nobody within 25 metres. Stop-start football by Wayne Campbell. Time for a breather. Powell. Wobbly old kick by Powell. Not great for the forwards, but he can still mark them. Doesn't matter what they deliver. Richardson once more. Into Broderick. On the left boot. Paul Broderick. That must be one of his worst left foot kicks of all time behind.
Drew, why Matthew Richardson come off? He got a knock on the left. Just on his left side on his hip, so it might be a bit of a sprain there.
Well, he's been fantastic, Richardson, but sometimes his options aren't all that good. Here's Leckis. It's having a great day as far as the air goes. That's 11 or 12 marks. In fact, it's 12 marks. for 11. Jonathan Robran doing some good things to centre wing. It's 2-on-1 here to Richmond. That's a mark. Oh, that looked like a Richmond mark to me. They've got the numbers out here. It's Andrew Callaway, Campbell. Now Matty Richardson. Now Burke. Danger for the Hawks. Burke, that's a better kick. Bring it in towards that danger area. Oh, could have almost been a free kick down there to Brendan Gale. Here's a kick for goal for the Richmond by Bowden, and a good mark. Beautiful mark to Watkins right in front. He's got enormous skill, Terry.
Oh, he has, hasn't he? And you can see why he's taking, number 2 in the draft behind Travis Johnson when Melbourne had the pick back in '97. And the reason Richmond went for this man is just his size. He's a big, strong man. He's going to be able to play this position for a long, long time. And that last goal he got just earlier in this quarter was an excellent one from a long way out. This time he's on the other side of the ground, in a lot closer, but his confidence will be sky high after the one he kicks. You would expect him to be able to back this one up.
Well, I've got no doubt that I don't want to put the mocker on him, but I've got no doubt he's got the ability to be one of the great ruckmen of all, well, I won't say of all time, but he's got to go on and be one of the best ruckmen in the competition. So let's watch Ottens from directly in front. And he puts it through. So 2 goals to Brad Ottens, and the Tigers creep closer. They trail by 9 points.
Well, he's developing his experience, isn't he? He's played every game this year, one of a string of Tigers to do that. And the more he can play football, the better he's going to get at it. Jeff Geeshan has used Ottens on and off the bench. Here's the free kick there as a deliberate kicking in danger rule there against Trent Crode, and the Tigers turned it around very quickly, taking advantage of the advantage rule that the umpire applied. And when the ball comes in that quickly, it gives them a chance. Gale and Salmon couldn't handle it, but this is good work here by Broderick, and a most disciplined kick from Bowden.
Back in the middle, and they've come forward again, Richmond. A clever one-hander taken by McCabe. Away to Crawford. 9-point lead to the Hawks. Kick by Crawford to the 50. Silences the umpire. Hacked out of mid-air. Good defence by Kellaway. Rock. Anthony Rock. Change of clubs after so long at North Melbourne. And the ball out of play on centre wing. Throw in. He might have taken a knock to the head, Anthony Rock, and saying, strike me, what was that?
Drew, they've made a change. Trent Crode's gone down onto Ottens.
Well, Brad Ottens has had 2 marks, 2 kicks, 2 goals.
Trent Crode needs to take a little fruit box with him because he's a few centimetres short there of Ottens. It's going to be a big ask of him.
Blood here for Broderick, who goes off for a bit of treatment.
Over his left eye, Drew.
You always wonder with Crode and Ottens standing down in the goal square down at the Richmond end, and it's a great pair, but it's a big ask of Crode in his early years of development.
Well, Salmon's hit out was fantastic. McCabe to Woods. Woods straight to full forward. Good defence by Harrison, and he's got support at ground level. Proctor around the corner. Daffy leaves it. It's taken by Powell.
Robert Powell, oh, it's a wobbly kick. He's normally a better kick than that. It's bouncing towards the line, or kept in play by Hollands. Beautiful hand pass to Andrew Callaway. Danger for the Hawks. Here's Crode at the back. I read that beautifully. Well played, Trent Crode. He's got loose men everywhere here for the Hawks. Now it's got a bounce. Oh, they've got a poor bounce. Taken away by Obbs. He received it from Leckerson. A terrific kick. Giles Smith onto the left. A low trajectory kick to Chick. Still in play, is it? Well played by Daniel Chick. That was terrific skill. Bends it back. Nick Holland is there. No mark. Powell will take it away and head for the boundary line and put it over at the 50-metre line.
Two goals each in this third quarter. Margin was 8 at half-time. It's now 9 in favour of the Hawks. Chick should have taken the mark in the first place, but did brilliantly to keep the ball in. We've had the boundary throw-in. We're back live, and it's on the 50. And now we'll get a ball up.
Where the Tigers have lifted their game, Drew, has been in and around the centre bounce area. The hit-outs are starting to go their way. Gale is doing an excellent job, as we noted in the first half, an excellent job against Salmon, giving them an advantage. Down here, you'd expect Holland to be able to take control in the ruck drills as well at centre-half forward.
Powell's had a lot of it in the last 5 minutes. Kick with good distance to centre wing. Richardson again, can't mark. but he works the ball Richmond's way.
Oh, he was held.
Rogers. Oh, Campbell, clever. Richardson flipped the ball on. They're coming in waves, but they've run out of room throwing.
I don't think, even though Nick Daffy's getting plenty of kicks, I don't reckon he's 100% fit.
No, the Daffy-Leckers matchup, really, they're running around getting a few kicks each, aren't they? Daffy's had 16 and 3. Leckers, he's had 18 as well, so 19 versus 18. It's a bit waxy just at the moment between the pair of them.
Salmon and Gale having a terrific battle. Here's Woods receiving from Treleaven. Matty Knights quickly grabbed him. Oh, it's tapped out cleverly to Treleaven. Close to the boundary line. Look at Knights and Campbell, but it was out. Another throw. Now let's watch this boundary throw in. Paul Salmon and Brendan Gale, two very strong players having a terrific battle. Salmon coming from the left. Now gets in front. Oh, beautiful hit out with the left hand, but unfortunately for him, Bowden chipped in. Great kick. Oh, dropped by Burke. The chest mark. Leckers trapped it. Burke back in after it, and it'll be a bounce.
You wonder what damage there is to that shoulder. He went off after a collision that hurt the shoulder. Let's hope it wasn't the same shoulder that cost him a season. But his stats would indicate he hasn't had a big influence on the game. Certainly should have taken that mark. Well, he wins the ruck. It's taken by Crawford. The kicks to nobody. Says run onto that. Holland. Nick Holland for Hawthorn. Gasper got him. Chick. Good persistence by Duncan Kellaway. Woods under pressure. It comes to Holland. He's behind the wing. Looks up and says, gee, it's a long way to the goal square. And the ball is out short of half forward.
There's Nick Holland, who has kicked 3 goals, and that's what they want from him. They want him contributing every week. He's 3 or 4. 9 points the margin. Next goal, very, very important in the context of this match. Very important. If Hawthorn get it, it'll be a terrific little break. Daffy. Crawford did that beautifully. He's the man they want to take over. He kicks out in front. Oh, nearly a mark to Harford. Still going Harford. Terrific skill by Daniel Harford. He drives it and has just missed. A terrific skill.
It's just good control of the footy there, and just the finishing work. Couldn't get the ball to spin properly on the left foot, and that's all he needed. Jeff Geishan really got the work there in front of him just a moment. It's trailing by some 10 points. Richmond, you would like to think, if they're going to win the game, have got to be right there at three-quarter time, pretty much square with Hawthorn.
Another mark to Richardson, but he's out near centre wing. Into Ben Hollands. Kick drops a little bit short. Oh, they fought hard for it at ground level. Rogers did well. Burke more suffering for the shoulder. Taped up Broderick. Floating hand pass to Gale on the 50. Back to Broderick. He loves it on the left. But again, not a great kick this time. Oh, it's up for grabs.
Oh.
Straight to Richardson. Surely this is his first goal. He hooked it too far and has missed from about 25 metres.
A replica of the one in the first quarter. He had an opportunity, similar shot across the body on the right-hand side and just drew it back too far. A couple of moral victories to Trent Crode leading the defence on Ottens, in that he's been able to slow Ottens down. They haven't delivered the ball to him as well as they did earlier, and then an opportunity for Richardson he missed.
Well, look at the punt. Look, he mucked that up completely, but he had the pace to get away and kick it out towards the half-back area, but Andrew Callaway's waiting for it. Hooks it back. Oh, they wait underneath it. Is it a mark?
Yep,
it is a mark. Oh, this is danger for the Hawks because Bowden's got it. He's off and running. No, he's got to come back and kick. Now, he will kick the distance up. No, he gives it off. Well, I don't know why we'd give it off anyway, because he's one of the longest kicks in the side.
He's just about their designated kicker. He'll run past a bloke to get it.
Well, he is a magnificent left foot kick. He's just checking the breeze. Ottens kick one from out there, and this should suit the left footer. Joel Bowden from, he'll have to kick it 55 metres. It's a big kick, and there it is. It's a, oh, it's cleared the pack for a goal. Well, he didn't really get onto that properly. It still made the distance from 55 to.
No, so I think it just shows you that he is a man who can kick the ball a long way. So even a scrubber gets through from outside 50. He wanted to buy the extra few metres here and play on. Once he turns Treleaven here, but the umpire had already called time on. send him back, and a bit of a pokey kick, a helicopter in the end, but it gets through.
Yeah, it was a helicopter that went like a jet fighter. Back in the middle here, a 3-point ball game. Taylor couldn't win possession. Half it, but the whistle's gone. It'll be a free kick to Taylor, just behind the centre circle. Just under 7 minutes remaining to three-quarter time. Kick by Taylor in the direction of Holland. The two number twos, punched by Gasper. Well done, Rock. Out wide to Crawford. 49 metres out, very high. Dixon. And a good spoil over the top of Dixon by Andrew Kellaway. 56 to 33.
Yeah, Ben Dixon really continues to struggle. He's had an ankle injury twice during this year already, and just returned to the side prior to the State of Origin game. Needs a lot more football to get back into it, and looks a little bit rusty still for mine.
Holland tries to take clean possession. It's hurried out of there by Harrison. Didn't go 10 metres. Smith not paid the mark, but he comes up with a shot for goal. Oh! Kicked it! Great shot by Joel Smith.
Well, he ain't rusty. He is hot. That is just cool, calculated skills.
Has he been, well, he played with Robert Harvey. That's where he learned it.
That's where he learnt the caber. I mean, that was just beautiful body movement, wasn't it? There's not much space to work in there, but there are certain players who have got the ability to make it look like there's acres of room to move. And Joel Smith's one of those. Just look at the way he moves, pushes this way, that way, and then out onto the left foot, under the pressure of Bowden coming in to squeeze that left foot, turns quickly. He's happy.
Beautiful balance player, Terry.
Isn't it, Couchy? He just knows what's going on around him all the time.
Well, that's a real signal that he's back in town as a bona fide star in AFL football.
Well, it's a free kick here, and Paul Salmon not happy at all. I don't blame him on that one. Brendan Gale, players know when it's a genuine free kick or not. Now, there's Gale kicking at the half forward, but what a goal by Joel Smith. Here's Richard Taylor, who's doing a power of work down there across that half-back line. He heads for the boundary line. But Smith, if he can hold up with that exquisite skill, he's the sort of player that spectators come a long way to watch, don't they?
There's no doubt about it. And so when Ken Judge and the rest of the match committee there looked at Joel Smith from St Kilda with the knee injury, it was a big gamble, a long-term investment, and there's just a little bit of the golden edge starting to come through here this afternoon.
Knights gets it to Daffy. Hay going to the front. Oh, gee, it was tough in the clinches in there in that marking contest. They really went at it.
Hay did very well. He assessed when to leave Richardson, and as soon as he made the decision to leave Richardson, he went hard at the ball, was prepared to bust up in the contest in front of him and push the ball towards the boundary line.
Oh, Salmon gets rid of Gale. Fish, I don't know what you're claiming. There was no contact to your head there. What are you doing? You didn't fool the umpire, and you haven't kidded us. I'm not sure it wasn't just a real good contest between two big fellas going for the ball. There were no hands out or anything. That's shoulder to shoulder.
I think you'd have to pay that one, to be quite honest. I think he did get his back, but the one back in the middle was definitely not a free kick.
No, the rule there is that 5-metre rule. If the ball's not within 5 metres, you can't take him out there.
If I was a coach, I'd hate a ruckman giving away one close to goal like that.
Yes.
Benny Gale kicking from 40. He's got it. First goal for Brendan Gale. And the Tigers just keep coming. The margin back to 3.
They're staying with it. I mean, Gale now becomes the 7th goal scorer for Richmond, and therein lies just a potential for them to go ahead if they can get someone who can get some multiple goals together. Paul Salmon obviously disappointed with that, prepared to just go in there, be a little bit physical against his opposition, big man Gale. Free kick awarded. Gale, very good kick.
Three points the margin. Well, no one won that hit out. An important ball here. Matty Knights with that beautiful style as he takes it forward. Oh, Richardson overran it. Almost a free kick against Leckers. And then he holds it in, and the umpire comes in to bounce. But that was a vital goal because Hawthorn were hanging on to a 1.5 goal lead. and Paul Salmon would be very, very disappointed with himself. It's tapped down, taken by Campbell. An important ball here, but that's a very good mark. Shane Corbett, who's playing a lot better in this term, except for a couple of fumbles that probably cost Hawthorn a goal. Jonathan Hay comes back inside. This is Obbs. Oh, too far. Oh, he was lucky not to get pinged then as he brings it in towards half forward. And again, an important ball. Hollands. Oh, it's intercepted. The Hawks a chance here. Crummell, Smith, Joel Smith. But Gasper too quick and takes the mark.
Good to see a defender who's prepared to attack the ball there. Had Holland covered early at the start, then went hard at the ball.
Oh, McCabe did well. Off to Anthony Rock. Kick by Rocky to full forward. Dixon.
Oh,
Punch. Chance for Chick. Taking it to the line in the pocket. He trapped it in. Still alive for the Hawks. Play on, says the umpire, and now umpire Harvey says, give it to me. Ball up.
Well, actually, that's one where Dixon should have marked on his chest, I think, instead of in the hands.
Yeah, I was nearly going to ask Couchy who's on the bench for the Hawks, because I think we're ready for a change there. Dixon not doing much for them.
Ball up in the pocket. Holland clean possession. Thumped the ground. And another ball up. 3.5 minutes to three-quarter time.
Terry, they made that change where Crowe went from full forward down to full back and put Dixon on. It's obviously not working. He's decision-making and he just hasn't played a lot of footy.
No, so is there a goal scorer sitting there, Couchy?
Crummell there, rather Treleaven, walking the boundary line. The ball comes back towards midfield. Good juggler by Obst.
Good mark.
Yeah. He kicks back to centre half forward. Holland is the target. He couldn't get up for that one. Proctor's looked all right. That's great play. Out to Gale.
Too easy. King Judge won't like that.
Kick by Gale to Richardson. Oh, he's just brought his own football today. It's got Sharon on it, but I'm sure it should be Richardson.
14 marks.
And we've still got a quarter to play. I don't often see a bloke get 20 marks in a game, but you might here today.
But there it goes again, Drew. He hasn't punished the Hawthorn side. His use of the ball hasn't been good at all.
Oh, here comes Wayne Campbell. He backs himself and dashes through the pack, but kicks offline. And lucky it wasn't out on the full. It'll be a boundary throw-in.
Yes, but it's deep into that forward area with 2.5 minutes to go, Terry, and that's enormous pressure on that Hawthorn defence.
Yes, but I'm happy with the way they've stood up to it. They continue to force it towards the boundary lines, lowering the risk of goals to Richmond.
Ottens puts it over the back to Daffy. It's socket off the ground. Oh, well, Clay Sampson, a fresh air shot. He really had a chance then. They should force it to the line. There's Sampson again. That's out in the full. And it should be a Hawthorn penalty kick. Here it is.
And Terry asked me if there's any forward players there for Hawthorn. You've got Treleaven, Robram and Salmon. I just don't think they're the right players to put up there. Ben Dixon's probably the option just to stick with him.
Yep, they're all a bit too big and slow for him. Yep.
Gasper, no mark. Roderick's been very good. Over the Knights. Knights almost caught. Rogers. A hurried kick. Thompson's there. Oh, Bowden copped it across the neck. A bit stiff not to get it. There's Thompson again. He's going to be a good young player. Plenty of spirit about him. And it's a free kick going Hawthorn's way.
That's one of the worst decisions I've ever made.
There didn't look to be much in it, but there's Joel Smith. Now, they've got a chance here. Now, he should run round the big fella here. No, he doesn't. He kicks it. Oh, beautiful kick to Daniel Chick. That was a beautifully weighted kick. It's just outside 50. Kick to the top of the square. He should know he's a loose man. Oh, not out there. He might get away with. That is shocking football by Daniel Chick. That ball should have been put to the top of the square and put pressure on the defence.
Yeah, Joel Smith on his own though.
But he's kicked it to the boundary line and up high, Couchy.
It wasn't the best of kicks, but
3 points the margin. 1.25 minutes to three-quarter time. Gee, they don't mind giving their spectators a fright, the Tigers. Good mark here by Obst. Done very well, Chris Obst. Into Crawford across the ground. This could be dangerous. Ben Hollands is there. Knocks to the front. Daffy.
Shocking option again.
Now support from the defence. Proctor. Very wide, Proctor. Bowden. Taken to the line. The ball still there. And eventually out. Well, it should have been out in front of goals rather than a throw-in. So in their last 2 wins, Richmond have come from behind in the last quarter to get up. and they look as though they might have to do it again today. Shooting for their 3rd win in a row. Campbell works it in. Daffy crunch with the shoulder. Leckis back to Taylor. Crawford under pressure. A few touches of the footy to get it out of there. Eventually Leckis back to midfield. Half at a mark.
Well, a chance for the Hawks. Oh, is that 50? No, he's been told to get back. He was trying to get 50. Now they've got 24 seconds to take it down and get a goal. Oh, now that's gained virtually nothing there. Over to Woods, who's no further to go. They've got to move it. So Tony Woods kicks under pressure. And that's really poor football by Hawthorn. Some really poor options. Out wide is Proctor receiving from Callaway. Here's Rogers with a second to go. The ball in flight. The siren sounds and Richardson throwing his arms around. He wasn't happy it wasn't kicked to him. He's not happy. Look at his face. He'd made the lead. Look at him. And, well, the way he's marking, you would kick it to him. He's taken 14 marks, Terry.
He's been very good in terms of getting his hands on the football, but hasn't been able to turn it around and make it a positive result. Just 8 goals to Richmond to the date. They need to be able to generate a lot more out of this. It's going to be a tough one. Hawthorn, they've had some close games early in the season. They had 3 games decided by less than a goal, and they just won 1 of those. They lost 2 of them. They beat Geelong by 2 points and then lost to Adelaide and Melbourne by under the goal. So if you want tight games, Hawthorn have been in it, and they need to be able to have that quality about them during this last quarter. Whereas Richmond, as Drew has indicated, won their last 2, need to cap this off, so they're getting themselves on a run with their 3 wins.
You could see Matty Knights having a shot at the umpires then too as they were going towards the huddle. Don't know whether he's under instructions from the coach. I suppose he's entitled though. Close game, 3 points in favour of the Hawks at the last change.
Particularly Hawthorn. Now here's Richard Taylor, a quick kick out of the middle. Joel Smith, who's kicked a couple of sensational goals, on to Leckis. Up the half forward, it's no mark, it's a loose ball. It's given off in the direction of Crummell. Knights, Gasper, strong tackle. He's still going in after a chick, and he can't burst his way through. And the first goal, very important, with the Hawks leading by 3 points.
Good effort by you today, by the way, to call the game as well as you've done it. You should be fantasising about how you're going to spend the money. This is right in front. Good leap by Crummell. A hand pass like lightning out to Leckis. He hooks back towards goal, but too far for a behind.
He's been right in there, Angelo Leckis, right throughout the day at disposal number 22, but he's had the responsibility on Daffy. Daffy's also on 22, so they've balanced each other out, so to speak. And so the real question is, where's the difference going to come? Where are the run of 3 or 4 goals that each side needs to take control of the game going to come from? Really, there's a bit of a conversation that Richardson's still the man and perhaps could get them if he moves and works with inside 50.
Well, Wayne Campbell got it way out towards centre wing, and Hollands just couldn't quite control it.
Terry, would you put him at full forward just to kick a couple of goals?
Yep, I'd go for it now, because he's the one guy who looks like if he's in close enough range will be able to do the damage. I can't see anyone else on the ground, Couchy.
Well, Leckis has been absolutely magnificent. On towards Joel Smith. Again, they go wide. They're not putting the enormous pressure on. Well done by Holland. He was held. Oh, he was held by Gasper, and the umpire picked it. Just momentarily held, but it was there. I don't know whether I would have played it, but what do you think, Terry? Have a look at it. Grabbed, or not much in it, was there?
He pulled himself back. I don't know.
He sort of accentuated.
Back pocket.
They should get double money working back there on that last line.
After all these years.
Well, Nick Holland, this is a very, very important kick. This is for his 4th. Oh, he's missed it. He's hooked that badly. And that's where scoreboard pressure. You've got to kick those from directly in front.
Yeah, Holland and Richardson, they're the two. I think, as Couchy has indicated, Richardson back into the goal square where he can take a mark and have a shot at goal. Holland at the other end for Hawthorn. They're the 2 players who need to get a couple of goals under their belt if their side's going to win the game.
Rogers near the boundary line. Here's Richardson again. 55 metres out. Well, he couldn't take the mark. The crowd was rising. Daffy had his head taken off. Free kick, Nick Daffy. Tigers trail by 5 points. Centering kick, good. Ottens climbs from behind. That's a good mark by Colliker in front. Away to Harford. Straight up the corridor. Gee, Andrew Kellaway was allowed to get to the front. Got a touch of the ball. Knights at the back. Over Leckis it goes. Well played, Angelo Leckis. Great start. Chick. Crowd thought it was a throw. They roared. Kick by Chick towards centre half forward. Holland! Rover wanted. Smith overran the ball. Gasper. Broderick. Oh, fumble! Oh, a little hand pass under an opponent's armpit to Kellaway. Bumbles towards 50. Here's Paul Salmon. Any amount of Hawks here. Joel Smith.
And a hand pass over the top to Crawford. A big chance here for Crawford. They need a goal. It's close. He's missed now. I'll say it again. It is the modern skill. It is a skill that has not improved. That should be a goal, running into an open goal from 40 metres, because you can nail the side and he's missed.
There's no doubt about that, and particularly when you're the skipper and here's your chance to be able to give the real lift that your side needs. And it wasn't a difficult shot. He'd crossed the 50. He was running straight at it, not got too much pressure around. And a goal that went begging for the Hawks.
Particularly after Holland's missed one from directly in front, followed by that. I mean, that's 2 goals, and all of a sudden Richmond are chasing from 1.5 goals behind. Now here's Andrew Kellaway. Kicking it further field is Paul Broderick. Richardson got mark number 15.
Come on, do you reckon he can take 20 in a game?
Well, the way he's going, he will. Salmon at half forward. Well played, Paul Salmon, getting into that hole. Here's Harford. They've got the loose man going here. Something should come of this. Hand pass over the top. Richard Taylor. Further afield for the Hawks, and running away with it is Matthew Dennis. He brings it in towards full forward. Chick in front, used his body beautifully. Well played, Daniel Chick. Hooks it around the corner, and again they've missed. That's 3 in a row.
Hawthorn came into the game in their first 9 rounds. They'd had 198 scoring shots, and they'd had 99 goals, 99 behind. So accuracy running at 50%. They've dropped off that today. They always give themselves a chance in their forward lines, but inability to convert when it's really needed has let them down time and again this season.
This is Stephen McKee. Last minute inclusion for Scott Turner, getting his first run in the last quarter. Richardson, another mark. Well, he's edging closer towards the 20. That's now 16. Shot for goal by Rogers. He's got it.
There you are.
Matthew Rogers' first goal. The Tigers have hit the front. No, they trail by a point. Gee, I'm getting carried away. Hawthorn by a point, and here come the Tigers.
Well, at long last, Richardson really delivers something here. Rogers gets the opportunity in centre for the kick's not a bad one. Crawford does enough to spill it down, but Rogers did very well in that he kept his feet in the contest. Didn't go to ground as too many players often do.
Well, as so often happens, one side squanders opportunities. Down their forward end go the other side and kick a goal straight away. And that's what happened with Richmond then. That's Crawford. Callaway read it better than anyone else. He kicks it. There's more Hawks here. They should. Oh, that's great play by Leckis. Now Taylor. Taylor should tap this on. He does to Woods. But a free kick. Oh, it's been paid back to Leckis, who I just think he has been fantastic again, Angelo Leckis.
Yep, he works hard. Very physically fit, covers a lot of territory in the game.
He brings it into the half-forward area. No mark. Rock did well.
Work.
That was terrific by Rock to Daniel Chick. They need this one. And they've finally got one. Yes. Well played, Anthony Rock.
That was sharp from Rock, wasn't it? He was going to kick the ball first time, pulled that back, and then gave this very sharp handball off and had the run away. Here it is here. Leckis comes on in. Good kick to the right spot, centre forward. Just watch Rock here. Goes the kick and then whack! Hits his little bullet handball out to Chick, who was in the right spot. He's picked up 3 goals and he's presenting himself as a very good foil across half forward.
Now you see it, now you don't. What a hand pass by Anthony Rock to set up the goal. And now a 7-point lead for the Hawks.
And Drew, they've led all day, other than that very brief period of a couple of minutes when Richmond got in front when Daffy gold midway through the second quarter. So they've had it all their way. They're being threatened here now. Richmond haven't finished well throughout the season because there was a concern about their fitness, and Geishan has addressed that. It's important that they come on in, but Hawthorn, for mine, have done well all day and should have enough to keep going.
Richard Taylor, bang, another one.
That's it. They're showing it. Very sharp. And all of a sudden, there's some real spirit out there from the Hawks. And from where we sit, we see the entire ground, and there's a cluster of Hawthorn players all getting together around Richard Taylor there to congratulate him there. Salmon's work, Wood's work, flicking on, and there's the quick hands. On very good. Taylor on the burst, and hasn't he made amends for an early mistake? Should do them more often, Richard. You come back pretty well, son.
So now Jeff Geishan has the job in front. Hawthorn 78 to 65.
Salmon beaten for it by Gale. Or Woods. Oh, he's still got it, Tony Woods. Gee, Jeff Geishan won't like that. He got through so easily. In towards full forward. No mark to Holland. Kicked off the ground by Proctor under enormous pressure. And over the line it goes. And a throw in about 30 metres around from the Hawks' goal. And gee, if you're a betting man, you back the Hawks at this stage, the way they're playing.
Yeah, they've really got the sniff. They're up and away. What Richmond have to do is firstly stop that momentum of Hawthorn and get going themselves. I can't see them doing it at the moment.
That was rocked to Crawford. Shane Crawford, he's missed again. Another behind. Well, they could, if they do happen to lose it, they could blame their kicking a goal in this final term.
Tigers need 3 goals to nothing to win. Well, they did do it when they were headed by Brisbane, and they kicked the last 3 goals of the game to win by 16. It is possible. And there's still plenty of time left. 13 and a half minutes remaining. Interesting kick here. Right from one side of the ground to the other, and the ball is just kept in by Duncan Kellaway. Now he kicks to brother Andrew. Good spoil, Holland. Holland would have loved to have kept that ball in, but couldn't.
And with all respect to Matthew Knight, he's crossing the ground and coming to, with all respect to the 2 players, the 2 Callaway boys, they're not the best kicks in the competition. They're not going to take the game on by the scruff of the neck. You know, the 2 Callaways, it's more like golf than footy.
Yes, here go the Hawks again. Woods a little hand pass. Taylor thrown off the ball when he didn't have it. The umpire will ball it up.
And the Hawthorn, Drew, really need this win, because they lose this one, they really fall back in the pack.
And Terry, you called it right. The Callaways are not the greatest kicks to really get the game rolling for you.
No, you've really got to know what your teammate can produce for you and set something up with some run. The Tigers have to attack with run and flow.
Light rain. The lights are on in the last quarter. Good pick up by Colica. The West Australian's been okay in his first season. Up in the direction of Leckus. Proctor, number 40, walks it over the line. The umpire says, throw it in.
It's almost at the 50-metre line, and with that drizzly rain, it'll make the ball slippy. It's far more difficult to catch up on the scoreboard quickly, and far easier to defend. There's the sort of conditions Terry Wheeler would have loved when he was in that back pocket for the Bulldogs. Now, that was a beautiful give across to Joel Smith, and that is a top kick. Beautiful kick. And the loose man is on here as Crawford goes short, and he finds a young player here in Nathan Thompson, who will kick for goal from about 40 metres.
And will kick it. I've seen this boy a few times. He's a very impressive player, Pete. He kicked 3 goals against Sydney, and in the game down at Geelong, he bounced out and was very good for him.
Will kick it.
Will kick it.
Well, let's see if you're a good judge, Wills.
Come on, Tomo.
Directly in front. It's over to the right. He's missed. He's missed. That's why Terry Wheeler was in the back pocket, not down the forward line. But he has got a very good kicking style.
Yeah, he has, and a good, strong player to be able to bring in. And that's what I like about the Hawthorn club. You know, they've been able to introduce a lot of young players into the scene over the last couple of years and maintain a very strong off-the-field support from their members, some 31 members. So Ian Dicker and the club, they're working well off the ground. They need to win some games on the ground, so today is very important.
Oh, that was a terrific mark. That kid can mark and can kick. Chick pulled off his kick. Powell's in there. Colliker doing well. Fighting to the death, the Hawks. The ball over the line and out of bounds. Gee, Wheels, as far as expert comments men go, when you nominate something like that and you come unstuck, that's almost like a don't come Monday. Gee whiz. Big statement. Salmon beat.
Oh, look at
that. To Taylor. Salmon got rid of Ottens, and Taylor runs to goal and kicks a great run. Oh!
What a hitter.
Football at its best.
That is tailor-made, isn't it? Just the way he burst on through there. He's been so strong and aggressive right throughout, and here it comes here with this, just whack. And that's how you play around half-full when you're around. There's a real hit-and-miss mission from some players that they'll go at 100 mile an hour. If they get it, they're going to blow the game apart. If they miss it, well, so be it. And you have to have the mix of players. Richard Taylor read that so very well to go through on the hit-and-miss mission.
Well, if you set a centre-half forward, would take 15 marks and have 16 kicks for one side and they lost the game, you wouldn't believe it, would you? But that could happen as we see Salmon getting it down to Matthew Dennis. He's off and running. The Hawks are full of running. As Dennis kicks wide, he's got Holland, the two number twos. Holland should keep forcing it on. Still going Holland, should knock it on, kick it on. And then eventually he's almost flattened by Powell. Gaspar working hard. Ottens gets it to Powell, a little chip kick. And he has found Matthew Rogers. Still plenty of time, 10.5 minutes left in this game. Crawford working hard on Duncan Callaway. Oh, it comes to Richardson. He wants to give it off. He does to Duncan Callaway. Callaway with a wobbly looking kick in towards half forward. Colliker's been very good. The Hawthorn back line has been outstanding. Here's Ops, who's played a pretty good game. Oh, good kick. Finds Daniel Chick, who's got all the time in the world to drive it to centre half forward.
Big pack gathers. No mark. Hawthorn, you can just see them lifting. Smith pokes one up. Any amount of Hawks here. Thompson's got it. Now, Wheels, will he kick this?
No call there, Your Honour, no call. It's the same spot, isn't it? Yeah. Because, so what you would like that he has learned from the previous shot. It drifted away to the right-hand side. So, you know, if he is a learned young footballer, I'm sure he is, he'll make the most of this chance.
Oh, it's a good looking
slow learner.
Just away to the right. He's missed it to the same centimetre that he missed his previous one.
There's something to like just about the Hawks just at the moment, isn't it? The way they've come away and they've kicked the last 3 goals of the game, really surging into their forward line now.
Yeah, considering their last 3 games when they've been pretty well belted, this is some sort of comeback. They might well have been freshened up by their state break last week. It might have done them the world of good.
Yeah, sometimes that break comes at the right time, and it's difficult for coaches to know how to use it, but whatever Kenny Judge did, I think he's got him.
Oh, Richardson, another mark at half forward. Races in the goal. Matthew Richardson, he's missed. Well, he holds it. He still hasn't kicked a goal.
3 behind.
That's unbelievable on the forward line, and he's had 16 marks, and there's young Obbs, Chris Obbs, who went down in that tackle and might have rolled his ankle.
Terry, one bloke has left from the front is Paul Salmon, who's got the ball now. His leadership's been absolutely outstanding today.
Yes, agree with that. Couch is Chris Obbs comes off the ground. Matthew Dennis is marked at half back.
If you ever wanted to see a ruckman set up a goal with a hit out, Paul Salmon did it. That was a game burster. Holland juggles and marks. And the Hawks are running past in numbers, offering options all over the place. Oh, it comes out wide. This looks good again. Colliker has been terrific. Great last quarter. To the top of the goal square, they want to mark. Off hands, it goes to Campbell. He's lost control of it. Chick is kick 3. It goes to Leckers. Leckers on the bounce, out of bounds in the forward pocket. It's a 26 possession.
He would have to be in the votes, in my opinion. I'm not doing them. Terry Wheeler is, but he has been fantastic.
Nice old handball. He might have been inspired by representing the state last week and having a terrific victory for Victoria. That could do a lot for a young bloke.
And do you want to influence the vote giver?
I have absolutely no say whatsoever. I'll do my job, you do yours. You give the votes.
Right in front of the Hawks goal, Thompson. Oh, they lock it in here, the Tigers, but it's still in the danger area. Good tackle on Knights. Oh, lucky free kick to Matty Knights there. He's got it, but I thought that looked a legitimate tackle.
And the rain's getting very heavy now, Peter.
Thanks, Couchy. I hope you're not getting wet down there, mate.
I'm doing it tough.
So, Matty Knights to the halfback area. Beautiful kick as normal. Gaspar. Wayne Campbell drives to half forward. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Mark number 17. Will he get the magical 20?
I'm tipping yes.
So Matty Richardson in towards half forward. Oh, their backline's been very good, the Hawks. Collicker again with Salmon. Now Crawford. Crawford, since half-time's come right back into this game. He kicks to the safety of the boundary line, and it would be quite happy to see it over.
Petey, just an injury report on Chris Tops. He's rolled his right ankle, so they're just attending to it now, but it's not too serious.
Thanks, Couchy. I think I've seen blokes take 20 marks in a game, but it was probably a Gary Dempsey type who just drifted across in defence. They're 20 easy marks. You take them at half forward, it's a different story.
Well, there's another one, mate. Just keep ticking them over because they're aggressive and they're strong.
That is 18. Are you going to give him the votes, Terry? He hasn't kicked the goal.
He hasn't kicked the goal. I'm not all that convinced that he's used the ball that well at different times throughout the day. He's won it extremely well. You can't argue with the statistics that he's been able to present. Kick a goal here, Matthew, and you're right on the right track with me.
Looking for his first goal of the day, and at last. Matty Richardson, 18 marks, 19 kicks, 1 goal.
3 votes. He's got it now. I mean, and what's been impressive is that it's been consistently presented right throughout the day. There hasn't been a period of the game that Matthew has really dropped off. We look at the way in which he's gone about his work. Right there, and the marks have gone 5, 5, 4, and now 4 again. So right there for the duration of the match.
Well, the game is not over yet. It's 15 points, and that can be gained very, very quickly. They wouldn't want to relax the Hawks. That's Woods, Rock, but a good mark taken by Bitterskin. If they go down and get a quick one now, Richmond, and they're only a kick and a half out of it, be enormous pressure then on Hawthorn. The kick, Richardson. Oh, he couldn't. Was that in the back? Yes, it was. Oh, goodness me, against Crow.
I think the umps have just decided he's got 3 votes too.
Well, Richardson brings it into the pocket area. Now, is that a free kick? Another free kick going to Richmond for in the back on Brendan Gale. Now, if he kicks this with just under 6 minutes left, they'd only be 1.5 goals out of it, Terry.
This is not all over yet.
No, the 2 young defenders, Crowed first, the free kick to Richardson, and then that one. Now, that's pretty stiff. I mean, when the player's leading out and he props, you've got to be given some grace that you're running forward and can't pull up on a penny piece.
His mistake was actually to put his hands there and accentuate it.
Yep.
If he just had his hands by his side and leant into him with his body. But this is a huge kick coming up here, a pressure kick. Brendan Gale, a chance to go within 9 points. Oh, he's kicked across. I think he might have missed, and that is disaster. Oh, look at Jeff Geeshan. He knows that was a chance to put scoreboard pressure on. There's nothing better than that.
5.5 minutes left. Hey. Another half distance pass to Lekis, to McCabe. Slippery surface, slippery ball, lights on. It would be a travesty, really, if the Hawks lost this. They've led virtually all day, apart from a minute or two. Kicked by McCabe, but the game is a 4-quarter game, and it does go 80 minutes plus time on. It's like if you were in the Melbourne Cup and you get beaten in the last stride, everyone knows it's a 2-mile race. Sock it forward into the attacking 50. Sampson is there. Oh, comes to Gale. He's got it out in front, Benny Gale.
Good work.
Richo went off the ground and missed again from about 12 metres.
Good work from Gale, wasn't keeping the ball alive and then just to paddle inboard into the path of Richardson. Whether he had time enough to pick the ball up, You can see the light glistening off the ball there, so it is wet, it is slippery. He may have made the decision not to try and pick it up.
Oh, well done, Knights. Oh, hip and shoulder, a strong one. Clay Sampson, if they can get a goal here, they're still in it. Oh, it's a mark. It's a mark to Ottens. He will kick from 35 metres. Or is it McKee? It might be McKee. No, yes, it is McKee. And he flies over the back. And Steve McKee, a huge kick coming up here, because there'll be 4 minutes left after this kick, and there'll only be 1.5 kicks out of it. So still in with a chance, but he must kick the goal. Steve McKee from directly in front. Oh, it's to the left. Oh, goodness me. Oh, could that be costly? As the rain tumbles down and a relieved looking coach there, Kenny Judge.
Still just 2 straight kicks the difference with just under 4 minutes left. Richard Taylor has kicked 2 marvellous goals in this last term. And here he is in the last line of defence. Well, they could have taken the decision already to slow this right up and play possession football. But it might be hard with a wet, slippery ball. Salmon. And if you can do it for 3.5 minutes with a wet, slippery ball, I think you've done pretty well.
Well, I'd be roosting this as far as I could. Oh, he got away with it.
He's gone a short one again to Matthew Dennis. His first game this year, 3rd game for his career.
Well, they're all pointing at Paul Salmon, but I don't think Paul Salmon wants it back inboard there. He's pointing, no, get it down the track a bit, son. I think that's a wise decision.
Kick by Dennis to centre winger. Huge pack. Punch spills out towards the boundary line. Daffy in there hard. Rogers. Ooh, worked to the line by McCabe.
The umpires are going to be tested here now, because Hawthorn will want the boundary line at every opportunity. They'll want to be able to turn it and slow the game down, whereas Richmond want it back inside, running down through the centre of the ground, because time is now against them.
Well, there's just under 3 minutes, and they've got a real chance here because Broderick's got it. Off the side of the boot. Hay at the back. No mark. Crawford's there. Well played by Crawford. That's a good kick because he spotted out of the corner of his eye Richard Taylor. Good play to Leckis. He's off and running. He's been fantastic, Angelo Leckis. Runs to 50, drives a goal. It's going to be a pointer, I think, or is it a mark? No, it's a mark.
Gee.
Burke, that looked a very fine line. The Tigers a chance because Campbell's got it on his own at half back.
They might talk about that for as long as they do about Freddie Swift. Back towards centre wing, and McKee takes a mark again. Well, there's time left for the Tigers, and if that had been given a point, it might have made all the difference. Rogers, a beautiful kick. Richardson in the chop, it comes to the front. Sampson hasn't quite given it enough, and Salmon gets back.
Wonderful play, Paul Salmon.
Was it?
He is just reading the game to perfection here. He's done it continually throughout the day. Each time Richardson's had a ball outside 50, Salmon's dropped back to get on the end of it, and time again he's turned them back away. 8 marks to Salmon.
Well, Woods, you're in trouble. Back to Harford. Just gets the kick in. Tigers need 2 goals to level the game. Harrison goes back. Rogers, beautiful pass. Knights.
Yeah, they're mucking around with it, Hawthorn. I reckon they've too early gone defensive. As we see Knights put it up in front of goal, they need a mark. Salmon put himself in that hole. It's tapped back towards Broderick. Cottaker read it well. He should head for the boundary line. He should soccer it off at every... Taylor was grabbed, but he didn't have it. And the umpire will come in and bounce it. And Anthony Rock's having plenty to say out there. Time clock ticking down. A minute and 5 seconds, and Richmond, well, they need 2 goals to draw. You wouldn't think Hawthorn could lose it from here. Certainly the draw is a chance. As we see Salmon with his great strength. He tried to head for the boundary line, grabbed by Broderick, hooks it back in front of goal. Up they go. It's a loose ball again. McKee appealing for it. Cottaker is there, and Proctor, and they dive on it. The umpire will be forced to bounce it again.
Clock ticking, 44 seconds, and time's ticking away. The Hawks are going to hang on here, you'd reckon. Crowd 45,382, and little that Jeff Geishan can do it about it now. Salmon gets it down to Hay. Kick towards the boundary line. Give it too much. Free kick within goal kicking distance for the Tigers. but very little time left for Nick Daffy. He'd have to nail this, they'd have to win the next opening bounce, or the next centre bounce, and kick a goal straight away to level.
Well, it could happen.
Nick Daffy goes for the drop punt. It's a beautiful kick! They're still alive! Would you believe it? 18 seconds left on the clock, and the Tigers down by one straight kick.
Well, there has never been a more important centre bounce. Jeff Geeson straight on the phone. He wants to ensure that his runners have got the players primed and ready. There isn't much time, but there is sufficient time for another score. It needs to be with the Tigers. Hawthorn, they need just to dive on this ball and hold it in there.
18 seconds left in this game. McKee won it. Should have been a free kick to Anti-Rock, and it is. And they're home, the Hawks now. A free kick, holding the man to Anti-Rock. He can take his time clock ticking down. It's 9, 8, 7. Oh, his laces are undone all of a sudden. Anti-Rock kicks it across the ground. Again, the time clock ticking. Siren about to go. There it is. And the Hawks have won, and they deserve to win, Terry.
They did deserve to win. I mean, full credit to Richmond. They've fought the game right out. They've had the best player on the ground in Matthew Richardson, but the Hawthorn effort has been a much more even one. They've had players at it right throughout the day, working solidly. Some strong goal scoring performance. Nick Holland with 3, Daniel Chick with 3, really got them going, but they really deserved it, I think, Hawthorn. Their persistence right throughout. In the end, 3 goals, 7, I think, in the last quarter. They could have nailed it even more convincingly. But a win is a win, and they'll take this one, the Hawks, without any doubt at all.
Yes, and after losing 5 of their previous 6 games, how much did they need that one? Here's Couchy with the fish.
Fish, how'd you keep running all day? It was a great game by yourself.
I've been feeling pretty good. The week off obviously helps a bit and benefit from that, but just so wrapped for the club now. You know, it's good things back on a bit of an even keel, and you know, got a little breather late in the third quarter, which helped me in the last.
What did you do with the break? What did you actually do? You had 3 losses, 4 losses. What did Ken Judge do?
Well, it was all very positive, Couch. It was all about you know, regaining our feet, so to speak, in relation to our positive approach to the game and believing in ourselves. So we did a few team bonding exercises, mate, and it came out pretty well.
What were the team bonding exercises?
We can't disclose those cautious, you know.
Now, Nick Holland at full forward and Trent Crowe, what was the reason there?
Well, I think, I haven't spoken to the coach about that one, but it was gives a bit more height up forward, I'd imagine. Another leading option, and hopefully give Nick a bit of a chop out, because he's been a bit of a lone ranger down there for the last 2 weeks, and I thought it helped him today.
Do you think he'd just been by himself as centre forward? There's been no one else, but you've had Crummell in today. He was very good.
Yeah, forward line started to look like it was early in the year, and certainly we look forward to Aaron Lloyd coming back in the side. He looked like he found a bit of touch in the early game, and although Joel Smith was tremendous today, I thought, and really covered that absentee very well.
Well done, Fish, and enjoy the win.
Paul Salmon there with Paul Couch. The Hawks have got up by 6 points here, 12-15 to 11-15. Time at the end.